Good morning. So it's Tuesday morning, September 29th, I think. Anyway, I want to talk real quick about why I stopped doing readings, horoscope readings, any kind of readings. And this is why. So let me kind of go back to the beginning. Years and years and years ago, I used to go to psychics quite a bit. I had one on the west side of Indianapolis that was specifically good, and she told me once upon a time that I was going to end up reading tarot cards for people professionally or something. I don't even remember exactly how she described it. At the time, I didn't necessarily believe that because I didn't know that I had that power within me, but it did come to fruition back in 2018 when I started getting really curious about how cards worked because I had started watching a lot of the astrological horoscope readings on YouTube and totally blew my mind how they always seemed to be right. So then I decided, I was like, God, I need to figure out how to do this myself. How does this work? So when I started my channel, Soul Purpose Tarot, I only had the intention of learning how to do tarot. And the only way I could figure out how to do it was if I did it on a consistent basis. I knew that doing one reading once every 6 months for a friend was not going to be sufficient. So I thought, well, if I force myself to do horoscopes, every week, every 2 weeks, once a month or whatever, it'll keep me consistent and hold me accountable, and that's how I'll learn how to do them. So my intention was never to have 30 days of backed up people needing tarot readings from me. Fast forward to a few of the people that I did readings for back in the day. Most of them only came to me once because they got enough information at that one full sitting that they didn't need to come to me all of the time. But I have one gal that I've known for quite a while. She's got some issues with her daughter and her daughter's father. And I have found that she tends to come to me a little more frequently than I am comfortable with. I'm good doing one reading, maybe a second one. By the time someone comes to me for a third reading, then it just feels like it's wrong to take any kind of money because I'm not going to get that much more information. And by then, it feels like I need to teach her how to get her own information. So the other day, she sent me a message and she was like, my mom thinks I need to have another reading from you. She says, send her a link. And I was like, no, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I don't want to do a reading. I'm not going to give you any more information than you already have. So I started just asking her some questions. But of course, as soon as I kind of like decide I'm not going to do the reading and leave it alone, I started getting downloads of what was going on. And, then it came a matter of like, oh, well, I'm not going to charge her for a reading. I'm just going to talk to her about what's going on and try to make her pull her own information out. So I asked her, I'm like, why do you feel like you need me to do this? You are, your mother's intuition should be telling you exactly what's going on. And me having me tell you what it is isn't going to do you any good. And she goes, I do feel like I know what's going on. I just need someone to validate it. And I said, well, it's not like you can run to court and go, hey, my psychic said blah, 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 blah. And so we kind of talked about the feelings that I was getting of what would solve her problem. And at the end of it, she said that she goes, she just really wanted inner peace. And I said, well, I can teach you how to have inner peace. I'm living proof that meditation helps with inner peace. So I want to talk a little bit about that. again, one of the reasons that I quit doing the readings was I realized that all I was doing was feeding people's need to go outside of them for answers and information. Once I figured out how to go in myself and get my own information and solve my own problems, then it became more important for me to help other people do that. And if you know anything about the Bible, and I'm not a Bible thumper, this is a common phrase. Let me think about how it is. I want to get it right. Give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime, or something like that. Tarot readings are the same way. If I keep giving someone a tarot reading, when they run to me, when they have a little bit of a problem or an issue, all I'm doing is giving them a fish to feed them for that day. If I teach them how to access their own information, then I have just taught them how to eat for the rest of their life. And that's what meditation or going within does. And I don't think people realize the value of that. So let's go to the point of why everybody thinks meditation is so hard. That is the part that I don't understand, is why do people think that it's so hard? Basically, all you're doing is sitting on your couch with some headphones on. For me, I listen to shamanic drumming. I do not listen to guided meditation. I will say this, in my opinion, guided meditation is for beginners, because you're trying to get someplace, or I honestly don't even know what the point of a guided meditation is. You don't get any information from a guided meditation in most cases unless they take you someplace and then let you do a free for all when you get there in your head. When I do a meditation, if I'm doing a serious meditation, and when I say a serious meditation, when I'm trying to have a visit with somebody like my twin flame, or maybe a deceased loved one, or if I'm trying to go to a different realm, I don't do that very often. I'm not like searching for anything at the moment. When I first figured out how to do that, it was fun. It was like, oh my God, I can figure out anything I want from doing this. Now it's like, I'm not searching for anything, so I'm not going up in those different realms frequently to get information. But when I was doing that, I would sit on the couch and I would mentally watch myself. I'd visualize going up 2 flights of stairs, and then usually it would take me to a bench or something in a field, and then whoever, I would just kind of wait to see who sat down beside me. Try that sometime. Try it and see what happens. Put some earplugs in. I personally need quiet when I do that. Put some earplugs in, just kind of sit there, visualize going up, walk through a door. I suppose in a way that's a little bit of a guided meditation, but I can get there within like literally a minute. So to me, that's not a guided meditation. And sit on a bench and see who shows up beside you. And shut the brain off, or your ego off, going, this is crazy, and just go with it. Go with what information comes. When I do my meditations first thing in the morning, usually it's right as soon as I get up, and I have shamanic drums that I listen to in my headphones, and I'm not necessarily looking for any information. But I will have like counseling sessions with myself every once in a while. I'll ask myself a question. Do I need to do this? And I'll get yes or no, and I can feel in my body, is this something? You can also do that. It's not like you need to go to outside sources to get this information. It is all within you. It is shutting the doubt off, the programming that came along years ago that you don't have that ability. Shutting that off, honestly, is probably the biggest thing that needs to happen is that chatter that tells you you're stupid, or this is wrong, or you're doing it wrong, or this isn't going to work, or whatever. Um, that's kind of some old programming that's still, there in your brain, telling you that you don't have the power and the ability that you really do. So anyway, to wrap this up, that is, that the reason that I stopped doing readings was because I felt like I was feeding into that realm of just throwing somebody a bone and not helping them get to their own answers. So anyway, I don't know where this was really going, other than you don't need to go to psychics. And okay, so now my nose is itching really bad. This was something I did want to bring out. If you are one of those people who runs to a psychic fairly frequently and they take your money, you should question yourself on that. Why are they not teaching you how to access your own information and only doing it for the money? Think about that. And then refer to the Bible verse that I said earlier. All they are doing is feeding you a fish. They are not teaching you how to fish so you can do it on your own. You should think about that and question yourself. I think that's all I had to say. Have a good day. Bye.